We putting work, turning nothing into something. They feelings hurt, we turning nothing into something. Give a fuck if they don't like me, cause all this bread I count excites me. Turning nothing to something, nothing into something, turning nothing into something.
City boy music, AK, it ain't what you know, it's who you know. They acting like they like me, I know they don't like me. Money over everything, tell them haters bite me. Me without no cash, that is unlike me. Ain't looking what you're looking at, man, cause you ain't like me. Now watch me do it, watch me do it. You ain't like me, you ain't got no cash, you ain't like me, you ain't got no sweat, you ain't like me. I heard you doing bad.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What is going on, everybody? What is going on? And welcome to Blunt Thoughts Winter Meetings Edition, Hot Stove Edition. Although the stove is pretty damn cold for our New York Mets right now. And who would have thought when we went into this winter meetings all excited, expecting some action, that the kind of action we were going to get was for three popular love Mets to walk out the door. As we now move into the new Mets, the era of the David Stearns Mets, the era of, I don't know what the hell it is, a retool, a rebuild, call it whatever the hell you want. But in my opinion, it's not a team that's trying to win in the near future. Eddie, how you doing, my brother? How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely terrible. I am beyond disgusted right now, Hector. I am appalled. I am absolutely frustrated. This is one of the darkest days in Mets history. This is up there with losing Darryl Strawberry. This is up there with losing Carlos Beltran when we didn't need to. This is up there with losing Jose Reyes. This is up there with just the Wilpon bullshit. We have been lied to. We have been betrayed by David Stearns. We have been betrayed and we've been sold a bill of goods of bullshit. This is what this is. Total and utter non-transparent bullshit. This is a rebuild. I'm going to call it for what it is. We just let go the most prolific power hitter in our history who just broke the record this year and let him walk because he wanted 5 years. A lifelong Met. And you cannot replace his power. It's one thing if you got Kyle Schwarber, I could have lived with losing Pete Alonso. But I can't live with it because we didn't replace the power. It's sad, it's despicable, and it's disgusting that we got to witness this. And I don't want to hear this bullshit. Oh, it's still early in the offseason. Who do you replace Pete Alonso with? Where do you replace Brandon Nimmo's production with without spending a fortune on Kyle Tucker? Where do you replace Edwin Diaz's the best closer in baseball? Where do you replace that with? Nowhere. It's not out there. This is disgusting. We got played. We got played for by suckers because you know what? We lost these guys for nothing. Because we could have probably traded these guys at the trade deadline and got a fortune for them. Imagine if this was the direction, why didn't we just get rid of them at the deadline? Why didn't we just let go of them? Trade Pete at the deadline. Trade Diaz at the deadline. Trade Nimmo at the deadline. Why didn't we just do that? And we could have really fucking called this a rebuild and got some real prospects in here. But we didn't. We just let them walk for nothing. Zero. And now we got to live with this and all this bullshit of what Stearns is doing. Stearns is a fraud. I'm telling you, he's a fraud. He's a con artist. He's a con man. And he conned the owner, too. The owner should have stepped in here. And you know what? While you're at it, David Stearns, you might as well go out and trade Francisco Lindor because you ain't going to replace that either. You might as well. It's already done. Do it. Do a fucking full rebuild. I dare you to. Do it. And see. And guess what? Steve Cohen, we all showed up for you last season. Good luck with that this year. Good luck with that this year. Because this team is nowhere near making the playoffs. Nowhere near being a contender. We have $1 billion holes to fill. And we're not even in on the best of the best. We're outside looking in. This team ain't anywhere near competing. It's a fucking joke. It's a disgrace. And everyone, and this, hold all you guys, hold David Stearns accountable. He did this to us. He did. Because he didn't want to give an extra 2 years. That's what this was all about. When Steve Cohen bought the team, it was all about fuck you money. We have it. And you don't bring the most prolific power hitter in the game back for a fucking 2 years? You let Kyle Schwarber walk for another year or two because you want to look good? You let the best closer in MLB walk for a few $1 million because you want to be the smartest guy in the room? Well, guess what? You look like the biggest fucking idiot and fraud in Major League Baseball, David Stearns. Fuck you. Until I see anything, I'm fucking cooked with this team. Fuck this team.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody have a good night, man. That was fucking epic. I don't know if we can follow that up with anything else. I mean, you nailed it, bro. You nailed it. You nailed it. And I said the same thing a couple of days ago. You should have just traded.
You were right.
Guys. You should have just traded these fucking guys. You should have just rebuilt this shit when you came in. We could say he's shown some guts right now, like I've been saying all day. And I apologize to everybody that's been watching me all day. I know, I get it. You're probably tired of my ass, and that's why I just
nobody's tired.
I just let Eddie go off right now because Eddie, I can't even get that angry because my anger's already been. I've been past it. Today was just like, okay, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been waiting for. I went to bed last night rooting for Pete Alonso to sign somewhere else. Today, I was rooting for it. That's how frustrated I've been. But people would listen. He has some guts. He's heard us, and he said, "Screw you." You're right. He said, "Screw you guys." He played us by telling us, yes, we take into account being homegrown. We take into account how they are in the community. We take into account how the fans feel. All of this nonsense to tell us, F you, I'm going to do what the hell I'm going to do.
Yeah. And if you were going to do this, why didn't you do it
from the beginning? And people are going to say, oh, no, you couldn't do it. Bullshit.
Yeah,
you could have done it. But you wanted to do a bridge year. You wanted to evaluate and all of this nonsense. You didn't believe in these guys anyways. Why waste our freaking time? We could have been 2-3 years ahead. Instead, we wasted time for 2 years, and now we're stepping backwards. You've already wasted. You were wasting their prime. You wasted Lindor's prime. You're going to waste another year of his prime. You might as well trade his ass now.
Can you
Juan Soto's time? How do you think Juan Soto feels right now?
Horrible. 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 And can you imagine, Hector, what we could have got for these guys at the deadline? We could have got a king's ransom. We could have got the best prospects in the game for Edwin Diaz, for Pete Alonso, for Brandon Nimmo. We could have got real prospects that could have had impact this year. This year. And you let them walk for nothing. For nothing. Nothing. We have money. This is pathetic. This is worse than the Wilpons because at least with the Wilpons, they let us know they had no money. They told us they were broke. This is a con job. This is going behind our back. I am disgusted.
Shit, I don't even know what's behind our back. It's right in front of our faces. We've been ignorant.
Yeah, but they don't tell us.
We've been in denial. We've been trying to ignore it, but it's been right in front of our faces. They're doing it right in front of our damn faces, Eddie.
I am so upset.
Just throwing smoke screens, and I guess we've been fooled by the smoke screens. Well, that's enough. Some of us started seeing through the smoke screens a long time ago. You know what? Shout out to the Bobbies. Shout out to my guy Big A. Shout out to Joe. Park. Shout out to Mary from X, Mary Rosari from X. She ain't buying into this shit from the get. I was wrong, Mary. I don't know if you're watching this or not, because I know you got upset at me at one point. But at one point, I told Mary, you're too negative. And that came off the wrong way to her. I didn't mean it in a negative way. But she was right. All of these people were right. The people that said that all Stearns cared about was a casino and the land around City Field and the real estate and building up and all of that stuff. And I was trying to fight it back. 6 months ago, Eddie, I was here still fighting people back and saying, wait a minute, guys, we have the best owner in my lifetime. We have the best front office in my lifetime. We have the best manager in my lifetime. We are in a great spot. I was wrong.
So was I.
And we made me look back 6 months from now, and you can say I was wrong again. Well, I want to be wrong about how I feel right now. Please, let me be wrong about this. I've been wrong about a lot of damn things. Let me be wrong about what's going on right now. Because I don't feel good about it.
No. Where do you replace that? Not only did we have holes to begin with, even if we brought everybody back, we still had holes. Now you have 9 million more. We just have more holes than we already had. Where do you find that Pete Alonso power? Where do you find that Nemo doubles? Where do you find Diaz? You don't. You don't replace that. And if this is what you were going to do, why didn't you get something for it? You're a fool, David Stearns. You played our asses.
Lisa, don't diss us, though. We're fans. And we know more. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay if Cohen doesn't know about baseball. Like I said, what you want is to him provide the resources. I'm not even mad at Steve Cohen. I'm not mad. I guess I could say I could be mad at him for trusting David Stearns, but this is what he's done, right? This is what he's done. And it's okay for him not to know about baseball. What you want is a good owner to provide the resources for the people that do know about baseball to go out there and make the necessary moves to get us to the promised land.
Well, you know how far we are from that promised land right now?
Now, the thing is that the guy that he's entrusted to it wants to go about it in a way that right now we're not buying into. Mainly because we're not sure what that way is. We can assume, and there'll be no shortage of people that are going to say, what the hell does this dope know? All this dope does is complain. I want to see where all those people are. You won't come in here now. You won't be in my mentions now. I'm about to talk about, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. They made
Look at this.
Where's the offer? They didn't even make an offer today. They never made an offer. That's embarrassing. Never made him an offer. He went to Tampa and you smirked and said, I don't need to meet with him. He knows how we feel. You damn right he knew how you felt. You didn't appreciate him. So he said, you know what? I'm out of here.
You let the most prolific home run hitter you ever had walk for nothing. And you didn't replace him. It's one thing when we got Kyle Schwarber. I could have said, fine. You know what they're going to do now, Hector?
He's going to get Tucker. He's going to get Tucker and Bellinger.
Yeah, he's going to get Tucker, my ass.
Paul Goldschmidt, bro. Paul Goldschmidt and Jeff McNeil. That's the
plan. You know what they should do right now? If I was them?
Sell the fucking team.
Get a bunch of guys on one-year deals. Just fill out the team on one-year deals and trade them all at the trade deadline for prospects. Marcelo Ozuna, for example, DH, one-year deal. Give it to him. Get a bunch of guys on one-year deals and flip them at the deadline because this is a rebuild. And I don't care you cannot tell me, don't you dare tell me it's not a rebuild because this is a fucking rebuild.
Let's get to
total.
Let's get to the comments real quick. See if I could calm down. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. You know me. Always got to get too loud and start screaming. Shout out to the homie Cindy, man. Shout out to the homie Cindy. It was good to see you there. Cindy's always a good one. Watches the replays. Always implores the people to subscribe and all that good stuff. Appreciate you, Cindy. Shout out to Patty. Patty, appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Patty says, I'm still furious. I think this is called a super chat. Thank you, Patty.
Yeah, super chat.
It's going to take a long time for me to get past this, if ever. Both of my favorite Mets gone in 24 hours. Stearns is an asshole, yo. Yeah, I know. I know this hurts. Listen, I've had plenty of conversations with Patty about Pete and Alonso. Whenever I talked about the Edu Diaz experience, Patty wanted to pull my ear. She would pull my ear like, shut up. Leave my sugar alone. So I know Patty's upset. Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
We're all upset. And we all got played like fools. Like I said yesterday, we got played for suckers. If this was the plan, why didn't you do this 2 years ago? What's the matter with this guy? I thought he's Mr. Prospect. Have fun. Have fun with Jeff McNeil at first base. Run prevention. Yeah, okay.
Shout out to the homie Joanna who says this era sucks so far. You damn right it sucks. You damn right it sucks.
What a fucking joke, man. What a joke.
Like, where do you go, Eddie? Where do you go from now? Like, can we seriously expect for him to pivot to any of these top free agents? Do you think, Quays, for any of these top free agents right now?
The owner's going out and saying we still might be a playoff team. Like, what are you seeing that I'm not?
The owner said that?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. The
Wind
comment of the
prevention.
night.
That's great.
Wind prevention.
That's great.
Holy smokes, that is so true. Wind prevention. Hey, maybe we're tanking. I don't know how the hell what you tank in baseball. Oh,
I swear to God, I haven't felt this way since like the Beltran left, and even go back to Darryl Strawberry. That's how this feels. Like Darryl Strawberry leaving.
Shout out to everybody in the room, man. We got over 300 of you beautiful people up in here, man. Let's double that. Let's double, triple, quadruple that tonight, man. And shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who's joined me along the way. I had over 600 solo earlier today with Rob. Again, like over 600. You guys are the best, man. We appreciate you, man. Bring those two back, Quays, real quick. My bad. I didn't see it. Yeah, this is the guy I want to hear from. What? Of course.
Oh, yeah.
It's 2019, of course. It's done absolutely nothing, Amizi. It's done absolutely nothing, bro. Yo, how much is David Stearns paying you, bro?
Huh?
How much is David Stearns paying you?
I don't know.
You want to still talk to me about the offers that Peter Alonso got? You want to still talk to me about that? Because we're still waiting on you from last night. We're still waiting from the offers from last night. Where they at?
Nowhere.
Didn't even try to make it.
It's Lindor. Lindor's next. It looks that way. Lindor's next out the door. And with the way this is going, that would only lead me to believe that Lindor's next. I literally lost my voice from screaming. Lindor's next. So be it. At least get something for him. If you don't want him here, get something for him.
You ain't lying, though. It's going to be insane. It's beyond frustration, Stanley. Good to see you, man. D-Rel says Amizi be killing me. Amizi be killing all of us, man. Yo, my nephew says stop with the Lindor stuff, Eddie.
But at this point, why not? Seriously, why not? It's already done.
Oh, my God.
And Lindor, if you could get something, you might as well. I'd rather get something than lose him. There is no chance this is a playoff team. There's no chance.
If you don't want to answer me, Amizi, answer Ramos. Who we replacing him with?
He won't answer.
Exactly, Pete. That's what we're asking for, some transparency, man. Tell us what the plan is. And listen, we'll get on board. We will. We'll kick and scream. We'll tell you how much it sucks. But we'll get on board. We'll go. There. Yeah, this core's done nothing. Right? This core hasn't won. But every year it was about something else than the core.
Right. Last year was all about the
It was
starting
the
pitching.
5-9, if it's the bullpen,
Yep.
if it's the starting pitching, it was the bridge to Diaz. It's always been something. This team did not fail last year because of Pete Alonso.
No, Lindsay, he was our best player. Or second best if you want. I mean,
No, he
the guy
was our
plays
best
every day.
player. If you watch the New York Mets every day, Pete Alonso was our best player.
No, most
He
consistent.
wasn't. Then tell me that Edwin Diaz was. It wasn't Juan Soto and his individual back in the baseball card that only meant something to fantasy baseball players. My guy
Wow.
Randall Russ says, "Hope the stadium is empty."
The offense didn't contribute to the collapse. That's horse shit. 5-9 was terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, of course they contributed to the collapse, but they weren't the reason.
Yo, we gonna end up with Luis Ariz at first base? Like, yo, seriously. We're probably gonna get him on like a 1-year deal.
Lisa says she's not on board. No, we're not on board with this, Lisa. We're not on board with this. I'm saying, like, tell us what the hell we're doing.
I would get Marcelo Ozuna for a 1-year deal.
But you see, that's the thing, Lisa, right? They weren't going to tell you that beforehand because they had to make sure that you actually signed up again, that you re-upped your tickets.
Yep.
And they got that payment from you today. Think about what's happened in the last year or so. Last offseason, our owner challenges us, chastises us for not showing up to the stadium. We show up in record numbers. And we get rewarded with a shitty season, with whatever the hell you want to call it, a collapse, whatever. Where I got to sit there the last week of the season and see all these bullshit thank you videos while the team on the field is giving me crap.
I had to go to those last 3 games in Miami and watch that pathetic excuse of a team. And we just let our best guys leave and you don't even get anything back?
That's the reward. And then now you follow up with this. This is how you repay us. And you expect us to come back at 3 million plus this year?
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck with that.
You'll have dopes like me in there because I can't help myself. But I'm sure it won't be as much as it's been. And listen, it's December 10th. This is definitely like an abusive relationship. I say it all the time.
How do people not see this as a rebuild? Like I said this yesterday, and people are going down my throat like it's not a rebuild. Yeah. Hector, is this what other word describes this? A retool?
A retool, I was told earlier.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Okay. It's a retool. People are just not they're delusional. If you don't think this is a rebuild, you're fucking delusional. I have a message for every season ticket holder, every person that has the MLB package. Do not renew. Ask for your money back until they show you that they're going to put a competitive team on this field. Because right now we look like at best a 500 team at best, and that's everything goes right, no injuries. I wouldn't be surprised if they won 70 games. Ask for a refund, all of you guys. Let them. Steve Cohen wants us to show up. Now show Steve Cohen. You don't want to do for us? Fuck you, Steve Cohen. And I don't mean to be mean. I don't mean to curse, but it's the truth. He gave us a big screw you today. Him and Stearns. Get your money back. Don't renew MLB if you like me paying outside. I'm not renewing. I'm going to try to get that shit for free now. Just because I refuse to give them $1 after what you gave me. Don't give them a dime. I was about to go out and buy some nice Mets gear. Nah, I'm not doing that. Not doing that.
Yo, hold on. Where is that? Hold on. My bad, Eddie. My bad. Yo, I'm a terrible friend, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a terrible friend. We spoke about this not too long ago, and I know this. I know this guy since sixth grade. My boy Al, man. He says shout outs to December 10th. I know exactly why he says that. And we've spoken multiple times today. And because I'm a bad friend, I haven't wished him a happy birthday. My brother, happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
I love you, bro. You already know, man. My bad. Happy birthday, bro. It's my guy right there. It's my brother from another mother. Anyways, let's get back to business. Where were we, Eddie? Where the fuck?
How people are not saying this is not a
Listen,
rebuild.
like I said, and then Eddie, you know what today was?
What?
Today, people had the pleasure of getting an alert from their bank
Huh?
saying there's been a withdrawal for an automatic payment, however the hell is worded, for your New York Mets tickets for 2026.
Let that shit bounce, everybody. Let it bounce. Take all your money out of that account. They don't deserve a dime. A dime.
Look, already. And you think Patty's the only one? I'm sure
No.
she's not.
Thank God for people like Patty.
And people are gonna say you're being irrational, you're overreacting,
No, I'm not.
you're this, you're that. Nonsense.
Those people to me that tell me I'm wrong and this is not a rebuild, they're not in touch with reality. In order to get the team better, you have to replace the players that left with better or equal players. We haven't done a thing. We haven't done a thing except for Devin Williams. And that's like a step back. Where's the other three relievers that we need?
This is where people are at right now. Yo, say you lost your card and don't give them your new card information. There's nothing they can do. What the hell are they gonna do? They can't charge you no more. Screw them. Yeah, that's exactly what happened now. Early Mets crisis, and I totally forgot. Nonsense, bro. We've been in contact since early, bro. That's my bad, man. Apologies. Mets crisis be damned, bro.
One of the worst days ever of being a Met fan is today. One of the worst. This has been building and building up slowly. And what drives me crazy is you just should have done this at the deadline. And if you didn't believe this, which you truly didn't, David Stearns, why didn't you get something for these guys? You look like a fool. And you make $10 million a year?
You good, Amizi. You're just on the payroll, bro. I'm not.
$10 million a year? Could you imagine how many teams would have lined up for Pete Alonso at the deadline? We would have had shooters out the ass. 20 teams would have lined up for him. 20 teams would have lined up for Edwin Diaz, and we would have got like the best prospects in the world. There would have been 10 teams clamoring for Nimmo. There would have been teams lining up for these guys, lining up with their hands out saying, what do you want? The prices were so high for starting pitching. We could have got rid of Peterson and got some. We could have got rid of what's his name? I'm lost.
Senga. Oh,
Senga and what's his name? The reliever, Clay Holmes. You could have got a King's ransom for him. And now we're stuck with Sean Manaea and McNeil and Vientos at first base. Have fun.
Dolo, you're trolling, right? You're trolling, right, Dolo? These guys couldn't wait to leave the Mets. Really?
Yeah.
They couldn't wait to leave the Mets. There's actually people saying out here that Diaz didn't want to be here. He didn't want to be here. Okay, he didn't want to be here. What made him not want to be here? What made him not want to be here? You think he had his eyes on the Dodgers all throughout the end of the season? And if so, why? Why? If we're so good, right? Everybody wants to be a part of winning. Why would you leave here? Why did Eddie Diaz want to leave here? Oh, Peter Alonso wanted to leave. Why?
It should have never. If you were going to get rid of these guys, the smartest play was to trade them when you got here. And now you just let them walk for nothing. For nothing.
Oh my gosh. Might as well hire Nico Harrison Ramos.
And I'm dead serious when I say trade Lindor. I'm dead serious.
You think that Edwin Diaz should have circled back? Why though?
No. This is Hector. You called this.
Well,
you
this guy's
said
been
this is what
acting-
happens when guys go to free agency. You told me this over and over.
Bro, he challenged these guys. He kept challenging these guys. Go out there and find a better deal. Well, they did. They did. Why
And
the
you're-
hell would Pete come back? He knew he wasn't going to get 5 years from the Mets. He told them that a bunch of times, subliminally and directly. Edwin Diaz, same thing. He told us 50-50 right now. I don't know what they're thinking right now.
Why not with Diaz? Just offer $375. Like that's not a overpay. Why not start with that and make the Dodgers top it? But you got played. I mean, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, Dolo,
It's not that I want.
They were tired of being dissed. I'm sorry, my bad.
It's not that I want Lindor gone, explosive. It's that at this point you might as well. You might as well just get rid of him because we ain't competing. What a joke. What a joke. I feel nauseous.
Of course, Carlos. Of course. How much you gonna lowball guys? Everybody kept saying, let's think about this. Let's think. What have I been saying, man? Oh, no, don't worry about it. Offer Pete Alonso an extension. We don't need to offer Pete Alonso an extension. We have Steve Cohen. Nobody's gonna outbid us. Offer Edwin Diaz an extension. We don't need to offer Edwin Diaz an extension, Hector. We have Steve Cohen. Nobody's gonna outbid us. We're gonna get Kyle Schwarber because we have Steve Cohen. No one's gonna outbid us. I told you guys, MLB right now is happy. About 25 other owners are happy. There is no luxury tax, collective bargaining, whatever the hell it's called, that the league can impose on the New York Mets that's better than David Stearns. He's the human collective bargaining tax, luxury tax, whatever. He's the human salary cap on the New York Mets.
Oh my God.
You keep offering guys the bare minimum. And when I say bare minimum, I refer to mostly in years. These guys
and money too.
They want security. Why the hell is Pete Alonso going to sign another 3-year deal?
No.
So that he could be out of the league in 3 years? Hell no. Nobody wants that.
This guy would have had his number retired with us. I mean, what the hell are we doing? What is this guy thinking? And somebody asked me, Eddie, what would you do? First off, there's not enough players on the market left anymore that I really think this team can compete. So if I'm Stearns right now, I'm signing a bunch of guys to 1-year deals, hoping that they'll be valuable at the deadline, and then I'm flipping them for prospects because that's the road we're down. There's nobody out there that gets us, that replaces Pete Alonso's production, that replaces Brandon Nimmo's production, maybe Devin Williams, okay. but you still need a couple more relievers. So sign guys to 1-year deals with big money and then flip them at the deadline, because this team is not a winning team. Right now, you can't win with these guys. There's too many holes to fill. And these kids that this Stearns falls in love with, I can't wait till they get exposed when they're up here. And then all you crybabies, prospect huggers, can go stick it too.
Basically. Angry mob indeed, Patty. Angry mob indeed. Angry mob indeed. But Eddie, I told everybody, man. I told everybody in September. I've been telling everybody for a while now. But I really told everybody in September. I said it again in the off season. Peter Alonso was not happy with David Stearns and how he had been handled. We were not getting a hometown discount. We were getting nothing. Peter Alonso felt disrespected. I told you guys, I had someone that works with Scott Boras and the players tell me this to my face. He said, Peter Alonso told David Stearns, I don't give a fuck.
Wow.
Here we are. And how does David Stearns respond to the news that Peter Alonso is going to Tampa to meet with teams? We don't need to meet with him. He knows everything about us, and we know everything about him. You damn right. He knows that you don't like him, you don't appreciate him.
No.
That's what he knew.
Not that he's the best home run hitter in your history. He's a snake. He's a con artist. He's a total con artist, and we all got played. Wow. It feels like the Wilpon era all over.
Excited. You're gonna get excited by one of those Japanese guys?
No,
maybe the pitcher.
I'm not getting excited at all.
But what the hell do I know about these Japanese players? You know what I know? That most of the time, the ones we get are no fucking
work out. No, they don't work out.
And the one that's good can't stay healthy.
Right. We've had two good Japanese players in my lifetime. One of them has been Shinjo, which we signed up to scrap heaps back in like the early 2000s. And Senga's been the second one. That's it. Correct me if I'm wrong. We get the scraps. It's the Yankees and the Dodgers that always get the good and Seattle, they get the good Japanese players, not us. Because we're a piss poor losing organization where this team has a losing history. And now it's just going to keep going. It's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse from here on out. The Band-Aid's off and we still suck. And don't tell me, give me any plan you want. You're going to have to pay through the ass to get good players in here. And you could have traded these guys at the deadline, got a king's ransom, and you didn't do it? You're a fool. You're a fool. Give me a break.
Day. Amazing day. Ain't gonna be no damn amazing day. Why you think they haven't announced amazing day? Because they knew what they were doing and they ain't want to deal with that heat. Like, no way in hell. No way in hell.
Because they're frauds. And we are so behind Philly, it doesn't even matter. The gap used to be close. It's not even close anymore. The Marlins are better than us right now. That's a fact. The Washington Nationals might be better than us right now. Fact. Remember, the Nationals kind of competed last year a little bit. God.
I'm almost at a loss for words.
Okay, you're a lifelong Mets fan. You and me both, obviously. Are you with me? Like, this is one of the darkest days in their history? It's got to be. Like, for me, it is.
I mean, in our, I guess, fandom, but it's the day right now, so it's easy to say that. I'd have to really think about that. But this isn't a bright day, that's for sure. This isn't a
No.
bright day. And listen, again, it may turn out that this is a pivotal moment. This is what is it called? I forget the word, but where everything just changed. But right now, it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel.
No.
OG Jerry says, if we miss the playoffs again, do you think Stearns will be out?
We're not even near a playoff team. What is everybody talking about?
Right, but I'm not so sure that would mean that he's out because
This was the plan.
this is the plan. Like I said earlier, Steve Cohen has handed over the keys to David Stearns. He's co-signing all of this. He could have stepped in and said, no. What did I say recently? I didn't think either of these guys were coming back. But the only way one came back was if one left and the outrage became so loud that Steve Cohen again stepped in and said, you know what? We got to bring the other guy back. Well, it's obvious he didn't do that. It is obvious who's in charge right now. And that is none other than David Stearns. It's that simple.
This franchise has done this over and over. They let their best players walk when they don't, instead of when they could have traded them. Go back to the 80s when we could have traded all these guys when the run was over. They didn't do it. Okay, go back to the 2000s after the collapses where we could have got. Well, we traded Beltran. We got Wheeler, so I'll give them that. But we could have traded Reyes. We let him walk for nothing. We could have traded Wright. We could have got a king's ransom. Okay, we could have traded, some of those pitchers. And then look to this era. We could have traded DeGrom. We didn't. We could have traded Pete. We could have traded Nimmo. We could have traded all these guys. Diaz. And instead, you just let them walk for nothing. Nothing. That is the stupidest thing you could fucking do. Is let guys go for nothing who are valuable. You want to build prospects? That's what you're all about? Well, why didn't you do that?
The Timo era. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody in the moon. Over 800 plus of you beautiful people, man. Let's get over 1,000.
Yes.
Let's get over 1,000.
Get in here.
Thank you to the new subscribers to my channel on YouTube, Blunt Thoughts. Eddie has his own channel on YouTube himself where he does Mets Addiction, where he does Knicks Addiction, and you can tell him what the name of the channel is. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be rebanded soon, so don't worry about it. Just follow me on X. I'm close to 6,000 followers. I'll give a prize away when I get to 6,000 followers.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, man, shout out and thank you to everybody. But let's keep it going. Let's get more people up in here. And I think we may finally be joined soon by Edge.
He says he's backstage. I don't see him.
I see backstage, but he's good. Okay. I see like a dark screen. All right. Let's bring Edge up into the conversation then. What the hell are we waiting for? There's only so much that me and Eddie can talk. So let's do it. Let's do it.
Disgrace.
Wait, what the hell's going on? What is not working? Uh-oh. We might not be able to do it here. Interesting.
He might just be able to do audio. He said something like that. He has a hard time pulling up his camera, so it might just be audio. So that's it. Maybe
that's all good. That's all good. Quays, you handle it then. Telling me to wait.
You can hear me, guys, right?
Hey, what up, Edge?
There we go.
What's going on? What's going on? Rough 24 hours, 48 hours. Before I even start, bro, I know, shout out to you guys, for actually having me up. I've been all over the place today. I did my own space earlier, voiced my opinion about what's going on. Shout out to Keith, bro. He had a real 40-minute piece about everything was going on, logical, piece, of him, what he thinks about what David Stearns is doing and what the Mets organization is trying to go, doing what they did. So I gotta give him a lot of props because a lot of the stuff that he actually was talking about actually calmed me down from what I was gonna just wild out on. But it is not a good day to be a Met fan. You have the right to be upset about what's going on. These are dudes that's been here for a while. These are dudes that actually produce for a while. But at the end of the day, what's the Hector, Eddie? What's the bottom line? Winning, right? If you don't win, you get shipped out. You don't be back. You can't keep trying the same thing, and then thinking shit is gonna change, and when it doesn't. So at the end of the day, did I think the Stearns did the right moves? The right move to let these two guys go or three guys go? To a certain extent, yes, because it wasn't working. But we don't know what the next domino is going to be. But once again, this guy is, telling us what's going on, but not telling us what's going on at the same time. He can't actually outright say, oh, we going into a full rebuild, but we kind of are. Eddie and Hector and a lot of these guys on this platform, on these apps, or these social media. I'm a Mets minor league dude. I know about these prospects coming up. I know what they're capable of doing. I told people about Vientos and Beatty before they even came up to the majors and what they actually been doing. Told people about Pete when he was when I seen him over here in Vegas, Nemo, Jake to a certain extent. These dudes, they just need opportunity, fam. And if stuff is not working, what are you gonna do? You can't keep paying dudes high dollar and expect 90 plus wins. You can't. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way with a lot of organizations. So something got to change. Do I want the Mets to rebuild? No, I don't. I'm too old for this. 42. I haven't seen shit in 40 years. I need some type of winning culture. But in order for you to win or have a winning culture, you have to build that from the ground up or bring in winners that you're probably going to have to overpay to get you to understand how to win. So a lot of these guys that the Mets let go were not perennial winners. The veterans that the Mets brought in, a lot of the times, won in a different organization, not named the Mets. That's including Juan Soto. All right? So they need to understand as an organization of learning how to win consistently. But you can't sabotage the youth and keep bringing in dudes that don't win and then expect them to win with the youth, but the youth don't know how to win either. So it's like a contamination type of situation with these guys. So do I like new? I love new. I love to see the young guys. But my biggest gripe with how the whole process is actually going right now is I just need a little bit more clarity. You can't tell me as a fan that we're going to be competitive or we're going to field a competitive team, and obviously we're not doing that. Obviously we're not spending to do that. So obviously we're not bringing up the proper guys in the proper situations to actually go ahead and actually, see what we can get from the future. So it's just the process that I'm upset about and I'm kind of irritated about. But I am perfectly fine remaking this whole entire roster because it's not that I don't like the players that's been here. They haven't won here. They haven't won here. You just do you want winning or do you want players that don't win that's popular? That's my question for all Met fans right now. I want to win. I know Hector want to win. I know Eddie want to win, and it's not one particular plan on how to win in baseball. You could spend, you could rely on youth, you could do a mixture of both. But when you're a losing franchise like the Mets and don't have any legs to stand on for the most part, you have no gripe, or you shouldn't have no gripe how the things are going right now because the Mets don't know how to win as an organization yet. So for me, I like seeing new shit. I like seeing new things. I like seeing change when change is warranted. And I think that Stearns have a plan. But do I know that plan? No, I just have to wait and see like everybody else. But I just want to make sure that he sticks to what he says. And right now, he's sticking to what he says. I was pissed off at the world early this afternoon when Pete signed with Baltimore. I'm fucking happy that Pete fucking left because I don't like players to be dicked around by the organizations that actually need them, and then and they surprised that they left. I don't understand that, but I'm glad that he actually got his value that he deserved. He's been deserving of that value for fucking 2 years. So so I need to know, or I need to see what the forward movement with David Stearns. So the owner came out, Steve Cohen, for the first time since he told the fans shut the fuck up and apologize. He said that we got a plan, we be okay. It's a long off season, we be all right. So if he says that, it's no more time for talking. It's time for action and time for movement. So I have to hope or trust and believe that him and this guy Stearns have a plan work together so we could be somewhat remotely competitive. But once again, shout out to Keith. I agree with him totally 100%. I don't see nothing big on the horizon. I don't see nothing like anything extravagant. No Scoobles, no Bellingers, no none of that. I don't see none of that happening because they have too many questions that need to be answered, and especially about these young players that Hector and myself and Eddie to a certain extent, and all of you to a certain extent want to see get an opportunity. The Ronnies, the Beatties, the Vientoses, all of these dudes are gonna get shots to see what they have. It might be their final opportunity because of what's going on in the minor leagues, but they still got to get a shot, dog. Because we need to understand who we can keep and who we cannot keep for the betterment of what we have going on right now. That's with Lindor and McLean and Soto, because those are the Mets' 3 best players right now. So I just need to be patient. I've grown to be patient. But it's kind of hard because when you lose all the time or every other year and really don't have no like understanding on where the direction of the franchise is going, it's kind of hard, kind of tough.
Yeah, listen, and we can't argue about the core and what it's accomplished. It's accomplished nothing. It's accomplished nothing. And both Eddie, hold on, before we even go on, let me see if I can fix this real quick. Give me a second. Let's see. Golly, why? Why is it doing this shit? This is whack. So fucking whack. No. I don't understand.
If we did that, can we still hear Edge?
No, we can't.
Me, I'm on mute.
Oh, we could hear him, but
yeah, it's fucked up when you have 3 people.
Yeah, that's why I don't use really StreamYard like that no more, because it's like a lot of stuff changed with it. It's kind of like wonky sometimes. So yeah, that's why I gave you a warning, Eddie, before we.
No worries, bro. You're here. You're fine.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, I guess we can leave it like this, right? Because at the end of the day, it's just his voice, but it kind of looks like we're gonna be hearing his voice.
It's kind of cool though, actually, because
man, the voice of God. I'm the voice of God.
There you go.
Come on, bro.
But nah, man, listen. Again, obviously, that we have it in here. We've had it in here all night. Easy. Oh, what's this core done? What's this core? The core's done nothing, but it's been because of different things. It hasn't been entirely because of the core, and we debated that over and over and over. But the bottom line is, the main thing is, and all we're asking for, and we've been asking for a couple of days now, is transparency.
Yes,
transparency. That's the problem.
Tell us
into it. We'll get behind it, even if we're not happy with it, like you said. Even if we'll bitch and moan for a couple of hours, and then we'll settle down. Like, I've gotten a little bit upset here a couple of times, but for the most part, I've been calm throughout the day because it's like, okay, we're rebuilding. Fine. That's what you want to do. I understand it's maybe what we have to do. I get it. I don't have to like it right away, but I will get behind it. It's just stop BSing me, like we talked about in the space.
Thank you.
Yesterday or the day before yesterday. Stop BSing us. Stop telling us we're trying to compete. I've been saying for 2-3 years already, compete I said it before 2024. Yeah, we're trying to compete. What the hell you mean by compete? That's a very vague statement. Oh, we're trying to compete. Yeah, you're trying to compete just enough to keep us engaged, just enough to get our money. But you're not trying to win. Let me know when you're trying to win, and then I can fully dive in. But right
Hector,
now,
How
I'm
about
gonna give
how about
you
this?
as much as you're giving me. How about that? Let's do that. But be honest with me.
Yeah.
That's
How
all we're
about just
asking
telling
for.
us the truth? Tell us that this is our plan. All right. The core didn't work out. This has been our plan all along. If they didn't take our deals, that was it. But tell us.
but
Because
Eddie,
what I
but
find it
Eddie,
funny is if you were going to do this, then you should have just got rid of, unloaded everybody at the deadline and
but
got
Eddie,
something.
hear me out real quick, bro. Hear me out. But it's the Mets are still a business. They still try to get fans in the stands. If these guys told the fans that, hey, we're gonna basically scrap the free agency, we're gonna go full boring kids. How many of the casual fans is gonna basically say, oh, we don't got Pete, we don't got Edwin, we don't got Nimmo. Why are we gonna go to the ballpark? They still have to sell tickets, all right? So I know the diehards like me, you, and others are gonna be there because we know what the plan is gonna be. But at the end of the day, they still need to sell. They need to sell the Mets. And my thing is, regardless or not, if they don't get anyone or not, nobody's gonna show up regardless. But the minute that one of these kids, basically like a McLean, like what happened earlier this year when he came up. If a Jet Williams come up here or one of these young guys come up here and look like a house on fire or like the real deal, fans are gonna show up regardless. So my thing is, he has told us this already. He has mentioned this in cryptic tone for the most part. To me, from what I see the last 3 years, I think that Stearns gave Cohen 2 years with this core. All right, since he came here, he's like, okay, Steve, I'm gonna just lay back, do an evaluation, and then you can do whatever you want, or I can help you do whatever you want to get this team to compete. But if it doesn't work, it's going to be my time. The first year, he called lightning in the bottle because the team was a house on fire. They made a run. They made it to the NLCS, all of that. So they doubled down on that, got Juan Soto, which was in the plans already, re-signed Sean Manaea, and gave you some pitchers that can possibly, compete with the rotation that they had from the prior. So that didn't work out. So Stearns seen that. Stearns seen the division in the clubhouse. Stearns seen the non camaraderie with the group that he has. So he broke it up. He broke it up, and I don't blame him because it needed to be broken up. Even when the Mets went on their run, because if it wasn't for Pete Alonso hitting the home run against Devin Williams in the playoffs, I think they would have did that already. It was a 1 year. That was a 1 year that I think that Stearns was going to say, okay, F it. I'm just gonna just do it right here. But Pete and the home run and the run that they made kind of pushed that back another year, and they basically did a wait and see if they was right on the year prior, and the Mets did not show up. So you know what? They're gonna break it up. That's it.
That's fine. The only thing I can't get behind is, well, this is a business and they got to try to sell tickets. Well, the owner told me when he first bought the team that he didn't care. He was going to lose money in order to make this right. So, you know what? Go ahead and be honest and take your losses. You got the billions. Don't try to take my money. I'm losing money today because I'm a dope and I want to be here talking about this nonsense. And I did barely work today as one of this stupid news broke. Because I want to create content, because I want to react. I want to talk about it. I want to see somebody can talk me off the ledge, and maybe I'll talk somebody else off the ledge. But right now, I'm on the ledge with everybody. Let's not jump. Let's
Same
not
here.
jump. But we're just waiting to hear the right words. We're just waiting to hear the right words. You don't need my money, damn it. You don't need my money. You're spending all this money to build a freaking casino that I have no interest in. I have no interest in that.
No. And
You know
and
what I'm
and
saying? So
and
I
to
don't
hear
care about his bottom line right now. I'm sorry, man.
no.
You could have taken the damn loss and been honest. Or you could have done this 2-3 years back. But instead, they try to play with us, man. They try to play with us. we're competing.
No, I kind of disagree with that, Hector, for the simple fact that he has been taking losses. He has lost almost $700 million since in the last 3 years since the Mets made the NLCS. So he lost $350 million this year in a year that he basically drew 3.2 million, 3 million fans.
He
So
said he was okay with that.
but he's okay with that. But he was okay with that when Stearns wasn't here. When Stearns was in here, he was okay with that because he was making the moves. He was in charge. He was trying to get Carlos Correa. He was trying to get all these high-priced free agents or these dudes to come here to make it better. When you bring a guy in that talk you off the ledge, like what you said, talk you off the ledge and say this is not the right way to go. This is what the end result is going to be. He gave you 2 years. It didn't work out. And now it's his time to mold the team how he think it is. And I think that the team that he's gonna mold is gonna be with young players and a little bit of vets because they have to figure out who they need to stay on the roster when they actually are ready to win.
So basically, we're going to be a 500 team for the next foreseeable future.
Basically for a year, possibly two,
At least
depending
a
on the
year.
lockout.
At least a year, depending on the lockout. Yep. And and again, the whole point of Steve Cohen was we have fuck you money. That was the whole point of Steve Cohen. And you let a guy like Pete Alonso go, and forget about the fan favorite and all that. He's one of 3 guys in Major League Baseball who has the most home runs since 2019. And you're worried about this guy leaving for 2 years. When you paid fucking Juan Soto 15 years, it makes no sense to me.
What did
You
that?
let Diaz go for a couple $1 million. Makes no sense.
What did those home runs and those saves that they couldn't even get the ball to Diaz in a lot of situations?
But those guys weren't at fault. It was the pitching at the fault that was at fault.
Okay.
It was 5 through 9 that was at fault that they hit it. It wasn't Alonso. It wasn't Diaz. It was the rest of the team that Stearns put together and failed.
And the thing is, Eddie,
Frankie Montas.
Those 5 through 9 players were young players that was in and out the lineup because they was trying to compete, and you depended on them, and they did not come through.
Well, he brought in Cedric Mullins at 5 and 9, and that was a failure
because the young players did not do what they had to do.
Well, we have to admit, Beatty stepped up. I mean, I at least got something out of Beatty last year where I said, you know what? This guy could actually play second base. He could play third base. I actually like him. He's going the other way with the ball now. Beatty did his job. It was David Stearns that didn't do his job. He didn't get enough. He didn't get the pitcher that we needed, which was a starter at the deadline, on top of the bullpen. That's why the bullpen melted, because they got so overused. Even a guy like Tyler Rogers, who's got a rubber arm, was getting tired on game 162. We all saw it.
That was patchwork. That was all patchwork. If David Stearns and Steve Cohen really wanted to win last year, they would have went full bore for it. If they thought that they had a team that actually can win the whole thing, which they didn't, they would have went full bore. And if you're gonna be trading dudes just to trade them to try to compete for that 1 year, knowing that Pete Alonso might not be here or others might not be here because they opted out or they're a free agent, that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it.
But Edge, we had the best record in baseball. 21 games over 500. Everything's going well. The injury bugs hit us. We saw what happened with Canning. We saw what happened with Montas. We saw what happened with, Senga, Peters, all that. We knew this on July 31st, and we still went and bought at the deadline. And Stearns thought that was enough. To be perfectly clear, thought it was a great deadline. But in reality, it wasn't enough.
We had the best bullpen in baseball at that time. We had the bullpen in baseball, everybody thought. There was no, who's going to beat the Mets after the 6th, 7th inning? You got to get a lead early. All of the nonsense. I think my main frustration is because early on when Steve Cohen bought, when all the talk about David Stearns, this is what I thought they would do. And everybody kept telling me, no, No, he has all the money. We're gonna get everybody. There's nobody gonna turn us down. You don't have to make this trade. You don't have to do this. You don't have to offer extensions. You don't have to do that because ain't nobody gonna turn us down. Well, now it's not even about turning us down. It's about you don't even want to make the commitment. And again, you want to go this route? Just tell us what
Right.
you're doing. Tell us what the hell you're doing. Stop trying to take my money. I work too damn hard for it. You don't need my freaking money. I don't care that he's losing 300 million here, 300 million there. This was what he came in trying to do. He
And
said he didn't care.
and he's going to lose 300 million, but over the next 20 years, he's going to gain like fucking 20 billion from those casinos. So I don't care about your money, Steve Cohen, because you're already going to get it back. I'm not. Hector's not. Edge, you're not.
My thing is because I'm really calmed down about this situation now. I'm just trying to put some light on what David Stearns and this what they thinking. Not I'm trying to take my fandom out of it because as a fan, I'm upset. As a fan, I want Edwin back. As a fan, I want Pete back. As a fan, I didn't want them to trade Nemo because I thought they were building block pieces to try to win, the next 2-3 years before they actually go in the tank. But they haven't shown me that. They haven't shown me that they are actually capable of doing that despite the numbers that they put up. Juan Soto had 43 home runs last year with 100 RBIs. Pete Alonso, 38, 120. What did that get them? That get them nowhere. The pitching, McLean came up in August and pitched very well. That got him nothing. The only miscalculation to me that David Stearns have done, and at that time when the Mets needed a push, is not bring up the young players and see what you can get from them earlier rather than later and make them saviors at that point. Because it didn't make any sense not to see what you can have or show the fans for the futuristic, outlook of this fucking organization. So my thing is, that was the miscalculation with David Stearns, not going out and getting older players or players that's free agents or trading some of these young guys. He had everything in front of him to still be maintainable or at that point, but he let it sink because he wanted to see if these veterans can get out the mud, which they have not done unless they had another veteran, JD Martinez, Severino, Quintana, all of these dudes pushing them to get out of the mud. That's why he moved off of a lot of these dudes because he have not shown them that they could be tough when the times are tough. So you know what? You have to push these veteran guys with the youth. You have to. That's the only way. Every team in baseball has done it. The Dodgers have done it. The Cubs have done it. The Braves have done it. Everybody, even Toronto. Look at Toronto, the one that just went to the World Series. They brought in a whole bunch of young guys when stuff was not working. It pushed Springer. It pushed Vladdy. It pushed all of these dudes. And look, they made it to a World Series. So my thing is, you cannot stay status quo with veterans that have not shown you anything. But sometimes you just got to let the dudes play, these young dudes play that you put on a pedestal. Let them go. Just let them go. You have to.
I'll say this. When it comes to Toronto, you can make a case up until last year that their core failed, that their core wasn't good enough because they never made shit. They never made any noise.
What did they
Nothing.
do?
And that team has been together since 2021.
What did
And the good players they had, they kept. It was they added those little pieces, and they're still trying to add to that original core. That's my problem. Because the guys we let go are really good.
You know who was the best players for the Toronto Blue Jays last year? It wasn't even Vladdy. It wasn't even Vladdy. It was Addison
Springer.
It was Addison Barger, Springer, and all the and Clement and all the youth guys until Vladdy and Kirk and all of those dudes got off the injury list and got healthy and start hitting again.
Yeah, but the key edge was that the guys that came up stepped up. The problem we've had is that Alvy's been inconsistent and hurt. Vientos came back, and whatever we want to call it, sophomore year. It can't be a sophomore year because he's been here for like 3-4 years already, but didn't follow up his breakout year. Beatty took forever to finally show something, and I'm still not convinced. You know what I'm saying? That's really been the problem. It hasn't been that Pete. And listen, I know we could talk about 2022, how they all collapsed, and the inconsistencies with them too. Start Lindor, all of them been being inconsistent and all that. But the bigger problem is that the supporting core hasn't stepped up. They've fallen short.
Yeah.
That's been a problem too.
And how about this? For all the talk about Lindor and McNeil, they're still on the fucking team. They're still on the team. These are the guys that we should have got rid of first, if you really want to be honest. That was supposedly what all this whole thing was about. Why it didn't work was because of McNeil and Lindor, and they're still on the team. To me, that's mismanagement.
Let me ask you a question. I need both of your opinions. What was your expectations for the Mets last year?
NLCS.
At least to make the damn playoffs. I didn't expect what we got. I didn't expect 83 wins and the last 3 months to be fucking torture. I'll tell you that much. I know we could debate whether they made enough in the offseason. Frankie Montas, nobody was happy about that. Should have they bring back Sean Manaea? I didn't find too many people that were upset with bringing back Sean Manaea. But I didn't expect what we got. I'm sorry. I expected us to be a playoff team. I expected us to be competitive.
At least a playoff team. At least.
So when the Mets were in the dregs after June 12th, ironically my birthday, you wanted them to double down and triple down and try to make a playoff spot when you knew they had to face, the gauntlet that they had to do in the National League, and just hope that they beat one of those teams. I don't want that. I want to win the whole thing. I don't think the Mets were a team that could compete with those playoff teams if they even made it. So my thing is, once again,
they had just competed with them the season before, though, Edge, and they added Juan Soto.
Yeah.
Why not?
Juan Soto can't pitch, fam.
Well, that's the problem. You're right. I understand that. That was the problem.
Juan Soto can't pitch, but my thing is, I don't want to just make the playoffs just to make it. All right, I want to be in the conversation to win. I don't think the Mets had enough consistency throughout, especially with these veteran guys, to warrant them to say, oh, they could beat the Dodgers, they could beat the Phillies, because they did it last year because they was hot, and the Phillies was a fragile franchise at that point. Going forward here, but do I think the Mets have an opportunity to right some wrongs? Of course, it's always. But baseball is funny. Baseball is we shit on the Mets all the time. When we do, we don't expect them to do shit, and then all of a sudden you get a miracle run, like how you did in 2022.
But when it comes to these kids, I mean, I don't see one kid coming close to Pete Alonso's production. I don't see one kid coming close to Brandon Nimmo's production, frankly. I don't see one of them doing it. Not any of these guys.
But Eddie,
I know what we got with Acuna. I kind of know what we have with Vientos. I know what we have in Beatty. And our best hitter's gone. And our best relief pitcher's gone. And what kid is going to replace Diaz? What kid is going to replace Pete's production? It's not there. Those guys weren't, to me, they weren't the problems. And if I said all along, I want to bring Pete back as a DH. I came out and said that shit. That's what I want. And it's now, okay, we'll move to the kids. Fine. Well, why didn't you just tell us that? Tell us that you're going to move this way.
Right. There's different levels of seeing the kids, of moving on to the kids, of having the kids push and come in and fill in spots. There's different levels to that. Like when we talk about seeing the kids right now, what are we really talking about here? Seeing the kids to what? To possibly maybe, because that's different than, I get it. I don't just want to make the playoffs just to make the playoffs, right? I say that all the time.
You got to win.
it's different levels to it, right? But there does come a time where if you're a rebuilding team, if you're the Miami Marlins, they'll be ecstatic next year to just make the playoffs. That's a stepping stone for them, right? But where we have been, yes, you could tell me just making the playoffs is not doing us any good. I get it. I get it. I get it. But it's about the transparency. When you're talking to me about seeing kids, at what level are we seeing kids? Are we just turning over the team to the kids?
No.
You know what I mean? That's a whole totally different thing. I was saying 2028 we might compete for a World Series. Now we're talking about 2029, 2030.
On face value, you can say that. On face value, as what you see, that what was left or what was not on the team anymore, you can say oh, who's going to replace who's going to do this, who's going to do that. A lot of times, we don't know what these dudes could be if they get an opportunity. We don't.
That's
Did
fair.
we know? Did we know who Pete Alonso was before they brought him up?
Well, we had an idea though. He wasn't like a no name though. We had an idea.
Hold on.
First round pick.
He was a second round pick. He was a guy that was sitting behind Dom Smith at the time, and basically was not even anointed the primary first baseman, prospects at that point.
Edge, you remember? Brody made sure even to lose a year of extra year with Pete just to start him that year because he knew how good he was.
Yeah,
and we lost the year with him.
Came up.
Like
we knew he was going to be a fucking damager. I don't know that about Jet Williams. I don't know that about Carson Benz. I don't know that about any of these guys.
That's the point. We don't know that Jet Williams could come up here and basically be freaking Bobby Witt. I don't know. But you won't know until you give them the opportunity.
Bobby Witt had built something in the minors. Like, is Jet Williams' numbers comparable to what Bobby Witt did in the minors? Is Ryan Clifford's numbers? Is anybody's numbers comparable to what Pete Alonso did in the minors? Like, we never know about any of them.
I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you an example. When Jacob deGrom was in the minor leagues, his numbers was mediocre. 3.6 ERA, didn't throw hard, throw 95 tops, all of that. When he was here, and then he came up here and pitched against the Yankees, everybody's seen what he could be or what he can be upon that time, and nobody know who he was, even including me. I called him John Maine Jr. because he couldn't even throw 95 up in the zone, nothing like that. He'd have no breaking ball, no nothing. We just don't know unless we give him a shot, bro. If the veterans are not freaking doing anything or not winning, the youth always push the vets to do something because their job is in jeopardy. None of these guys been pushed. None of them. None. Not Pete Alonso, not Nimmo, not Lindor, none of them. None.
Because none of the players are good enough to push those guys. Those guys are our best players.
How do you know that?
I know that.
How do you know that?
I will guarantee you right now,
How
there will
do you
not
know
be
that,
one of
Eddie?
these kids that puts up Pete Alonso's production numbers. Not one of these kids will put up Brandon Nimmo's production numbers. I'll fucking bet that right now.
So what if
I'll bet that right now with you.
What if they do give Vientos the first baseman job?
Yeah, he'll miss a lot of ground balls, and he'll be worse than Pete there.
Vientos is an example though of somebody who came up and had a good year, and now everybody's telling me how bad he is. He needs to get off this team. He can't be on the field. He's nothing better than maybe a DH at best.
Let me finish. What if Vientos gets the job and runs with it? Everybody's going to say Vientos is basically the next first baseman for the next 5 years. He hits 35 homers and driving 110 runs for next year because he don't have to look behind him or look to see what position he's going to play on a daily basis. And he actually gets confidence to go out there and do what he does. Everybody's going to flip the script on him now, right? Same thing with Beatty.
I've always been a Vientos guy.
Same thing with Beatty. Nobody believes in him. He's a good glove.
I disagree. I think a lot of people have faith in Beatty right now.
You just don't know. You look at the major league roster, and then you saying that these guys can't do this, but you just don't know because you don't know what they're capable of when they get here. You don't know.
Yeah, I know none of them are capable of putting up Pete Alonso's numbers. I know that.
We can
So if they don't put up Pete Alonso's numbers and they go out and win, then what? Then what?
How many games do you see them winning? Like, what are we talking about here? Fucking 81 wins, 83 wins? Like, what am I missing?
That is not the question. I said, if they go out and perform and win, and win with what the veterans could not do, then what would you say?
I don't buy it. I don't believe they can win. I don't think they have enough.
Listen, at the end of the day, all we want to do is win. I don't care how we get there.
Of course. I want to win too.
If we win, we're going to be happy. If we win, we're going to be happy. But to say
David Stearns is going to turn into a genius. David Stearns is, we got to backtrack on what we said.
What's the time for that?
We just need to
I'm
relax.
saying 2028 and beyond. So, of course, eventually, hopefully, we're going to win eventually. I hope that we're going to win before I die. And when we win, somebody could come for me in 15 years and say, oh, see, I told you we were going to win. Like, that's so open-ended.
It's
one thing. It's one thing if this free agent market had a bunch more names on it, and we could add to this fucking team. We could add a center fielder off the free agent market.
It's not about free agents right now. It's about the young guys.
Okay, and the young guys are not going to. The young guys right now are not going to win. They're not going to win. Let's be real.
That's what I'm saying. What's the timetable?
There's no chance they're winning next year. None. Zero.
You're telling me that we're going to win in 2026?
The Marlins won 77 games with a bunch of minor leaguers, bro. 77. And everybody had them as one of the worst teams in the game last year.
If I'm not mistaken, Marlins have like one of the best bullpens in baseball.
You don't know, dog. Listen, is David Stearns
we could go back to 2024. Hold on. We could go back to 2024. Remember when you told me I had to adjust my expectations, and I was saying, well, we don't know. We have talent. Maybe this team could win. And then Grimmers came and made us winners, right? So, yeah, we don't know.
Grimmers did not make us winners,
I know, I'm being sarcastic, bro. But yeah, 2026, maybe these young guys come up. Maybe Carson Bench comes up and hits 25 home runs as a rookie. And it's better than PCA ever was and actually carries it through the whole year. And we make a playoff and we go to the fucking NLCS again. And let's say we don't win a World Series and we'll come back and say, damn, I feel good about what's going on. That could happen.
Yeah.
On December 10th, though, it's hard to say that.
That's what David Stearns is banking on.
He's out of his fucking mind.
He's
out of his fucking mind.
Better be right is all I say.
At the end of the day, the veterans have not put up, so he's going a different route. I don't blame him because you're not going to overpay or pay premium dollar for talent that does not win in New York. So you.
Hey, Edge, did Diaz get overpaid? Did Diaz get overpaid?
Who?
Did he get overpaid?
No.
Fuck no.
So let me explain something about Diaz and their premise on why they offered what they offered him, and even the Dodgers to a certain extent. Diaz fastball has lost 3 miles an hour since.
I've said that year in and year out. I agree, totally agree.
His slider gets hit.
His slider does not get hit.
The slider gets hit when it's put in play, and basically they look at those type of statistics or those type of metrics for future situation, not next year. I'm talking about for future.
They offered him a 3-year deal.
They offered him. Dodgers offered him a 3-year deal too.
So when you're in free agency, again, I said this: your first offer might be your last, and they should have just went to Diaz instead of being cute. And they should have just offered 3 for $75. Nobody would have complained. And then if he took a higher offer with the Dodgers, I could live with that. But I can't live with it for losing him for $3 million fucking dollars because you gave a cheap offer.
It was
best closer in baseball, best closer the Mets have ever had in their history, and they have the best home run hitter in their history, and they let him walk for nothing because they couldn't. They decided it's too many years. Okay. Well, let's see Vientos put up Pete numbers. Let's see Devin Williams do what Diaz is doing. And I don't mind Devin Williams, to be honest. I was okay with losing Diaz.
You need to get out the mindset.
Where are you replacing Pete?
You need to get out the mindset that Cohen's money, everyone is gonna take. You need people need to stop with the Hector said it just now. He was brought in here because he had the most money as an individual owner, and everybody thought that Cohen's money is gold. Nobody's gonna deny him. It doesn't matter what the Mets offered. It doesn't matter, Eddie. If Diaz felt a slight, it's the same thing like Jake's situation. If he felt
different than Jake.
no,
Totally different. Jake didn't want to be here. It's different.
Exactly. Everybody say Diaz contract is a low ball. They offered Jake three for 105. Why are you not giving Jake 5 years? Why are you not giving?
Again, I think you can't compare Diaz to Jake because we all knew, and we talked about this, Ed. You know this. Me and you talked about this. We knew DeGrom was going to need surgery. That was just a matter of time. We all knew it with the elbow coming back halfway every year. We knew it. We had his medicals. Diaz is a completely different story than Jake. Totally different.
I'm not talking about the physical aspect.
We knew Jake didn't like New York City either.
I am not talking about the physical aspect of it. When the clubhouse is rotten and you see a dude like Nimmo waive his no trade clause and leave, and you see a Pete get dangled in the fucking wind for the last 2 years and the team has not won, you see the writing on the wall as a player. So you really think that Pete's gonna show or Diaz is gonna show loyalty to the Mets because of money right now when they could get money at any point from any other team? You out your mind.
I don't with the Diaz thing. I don't get what you're trying to say.
Diaz understood that the clubhouse is rotten. Remember the report that you got to trade Nimmo to have a chance to re-sign Diaz?
But Texas came to the Mets and said, we really, really want Nimmo. It wasn't we were shopping Nimmo. Texas came to the Mets and said, we really, really want Nimmo. So there's a difference there.
Eddie, I said that last night. So you remember saying that last night?
Yeah, can you repeat that, please?
I'm even starting to question that now, Eddie, though. I'm even starting to question. With everything that's followed, and there was a report today. I don't know if you guys heard. There was a report today.
I don't think that would be untrue.
There was a report today that the Mets are telling agents and other teams that the clubhouse was an issue.
Well, clearly. I mean, that's why they bought in Semien.
But they're lying to us, and he goes, no problem.
Right, but and the funny part is McNeil and Lindor are still on this team. That's what baffles me. If you're going to get rid of the dudes, those were the two to get rid of. They seem to be causing the most problems. We saw the Soto and Lindor had possible beef. I don't know how true if that was, but if that's the case, then those guys should have been the first guys out the door. Maybe they will be next. I don't know. I have a feeling that Lindor might be next. I totally agree with that. I think Lindor could go. And at this point, hey, why not? Jet Williams is a shortstop, right? So be it. Right? Jet Williams' natural position is shortstop. So if you're going to do that, fine, go for it. Fine, go play all defense. Go get Carlos Santana at first base and build this great defensive team that will never compete with the Dodgers.
I know when we're going to win. I know when we're going to be ready to compete. What's Elian Peña's timetable? That's what it is. That's just shortstop. Elian Peña, bro, in 2032. Get ready.
Oh, my God.
Listen, man. I don't know what else I could say. I get it. Edge made some good points. Some that I agree, some that we may disagree. The same with me. He may agree, disagree, and you guys in the room and Eddie, we don't all have to agree. The only thing we agree on is that we want this freaking team to win the World Series. And all I want to know is what's the plan and what's the timetable. I know there's no guarantees. We saw our owner try to guarantee, right? If we don't win in 3 to 5 years, I'm going to be slightly disappointed. Well, guess what, Steve? We are highly disappointed. Not so much that we haven't won a World Series, but in what the hell has gone on in these 5 years and what's going on right now on December 10th, 2025.
The Mets have not won consistently to warrant them to have any guarantees at all.
But what did the Blue Jays win before last year? They didn't even make the fucking playoffs.
The Blue Jays
The Blue Jays
have
never won a fucking
Blue
thing.
Jays have had more success the last.
No, they haven't. No way. They had
Yeah.
up until last year. They have not had more success than us.
Eddie, the Blue Jays didn't make the playoffs a couple years ago. Before that,
They did what in 2021? I believe they made it right, and they got knocked right the fuck out.
they have had more success than the Mets have. I'm talking about winning, not winning the World Series. I'm talking about winning or building a winning culture than the Mets. Let's keep it a stat.
No. You got to get down to the actual wins and losses. You're going to say that not winning culture, wins and losses, and how far they went. The Mets came off a fucking year where they went to the NLCS 2 games shy of going to the World Series and probably winning it had we got there. Okay, we signed Juan Soto, and then Stearns decides, well, I don't quite need starting pitching. Cousins, who had one of the best things ever, was get Tyreek Skubal, get him no matter what the cost, and the cost was not that high, and we should have totally got him. Dropped the ball, and then he dropped the ball with Mickey Montez, and he dropped the ball with a bunch of other things that we all know, and here we are, where we could have got a bunch of guys. Crochet, excuse me, it's Crochet, right? Crochet. I get those two confused, but you get my point. The point is, we had chances to really, really add to this team, to really, really add to 2024, and we didn't. And I'm with you all where I agree that the core didn't work. I agree. So when Nimmo got traded for Simeon, I could live with that perfectly. No problem. But when you let the best closer in baseball walk, when your first offer might be your last, that's troubling to me. When you let Pete Alonso, the greatest home run hitter in major leagues over the last 7 years, walk for 2 years when we have all this money to spend, that's troubling.
Once again,
very similar.
Once again, it comes back to the money situation. What if these guys didn't want to be here no more because of the clubhouse and how the dynamics of the organization is going to be? What if that's the case? What if Diaz wanted to go to greener pastures and he's getting older? He's about to be 32 in March. Why would he commit to a team that is currently dysfunctional and don't have a direction and basically just sit here?
Because we got cute with them and didn't offer him a real offer. We got cute.
Eddie,
we played it safe.
$3 million more?
Yeah, that's being cute, bro.
The Dodgers did not overpay them.
Bro, we both agree on that. What I'm saying is, you want to get cute with players, that's how you lose players, especially in free agency where everybody's up for grabs.
He went to the Dodgers for $3 million more.
Correct.
It wasn't 25. It wasn't 50. It wasn't a 5-year deal.
Right.
It was $3 million.
Totally agree.
More.
Totally agree.
So what that would tell you, Eddie, that maybe he didn't want to be here anymore because.
But you should have made it hard for him to leave. In other words, offer a better. Don't get cute with players, and that's what Stearns has been doing. He gets cute with everything. That's why we lost Pete Alonso. That's why we lost Diaz, because he's playing cute. And it's one thing if you were going to do this all along, fine. Tell us. Don't be cute with us, too. When you tell us to come out and support the team and watch all the games, which we all do, don't get cute with us either, man. And that's why in the beginning of the show, everybody in this chat said, yo, I don't even want to re-up my season tickets.
And that's going to be a cause and effect because of what's going on, which is rightfully, they have the right to do that. But I'm not even talking, that's their prerogative. My thing is, I'm speaking on how the Mets are seeing it. I'm taking the fan out of it. I'm taking the fan.
So am I.
Because if I thought like a fan, I'll be like you and Hector and everybody else. I'm just trying to.
Bro, a fan. I'm talking about production. That's not being a fan. Replacing Pete Alonso's production is extremely hard. Replacing Hector, Edwin Diaz production is extremely hard. The best closer we've ever had. Yes, and he was shit in 2021 and he was shit in 2019. But after that, this guy's been worth his weight in gold. Probably the clubhouse leader. This guy's been one of the best. And we just let him walk because we wanted to be cute with the first offer. Let's be honest here. We got cute with him. David Stearns got cute with him.
David Stearns.
And if you don't agree, then we just agree to disagree. It is what it is.
David Stearns, and Steve Cohen pussyfoot around with Pete Alonso since he declined at 156. All right, he bet on himself. He had a great year this past year, and a so-so year the following year. So the writing was on the wall regardless, man. The money is not all everything. They could have offered him. This is going back to Diaz because I thought Diaz was going to be back here rather than Pete. I think Pete had no shot because I think he felt slighted. Well, how all of this stuff basically took place and was handled by the front office and Cohen. The Diaz one, I really think that he was just done with the Mets, bro. He was just done with everything to do with the clubhouse and the way how everything is, bro.
And I could live with that if we offered a really, really good contract for 3 years. If we offered 3 for 75, I could live with that because then he goes back to the Dodgers, and then this is your competitors. Why not drive up the price on this fucking guy? Why not? Why not the Dodgers? What are we doing them favors?
Talking about
we got cute and we lost.
You talking about a team with $380 billion worth of assets around the fucking world.
Yeah. And why didn't we drive up the fucking price? Fuck them.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look. I'm just gonna end it with this, okay? Because my son was upset because fucking Pete Alonso left, coming in from school crying. I don't want to see that. That was one of his favorite players. I don't want to see that, but I had to explain to him the business side of freaking baseball. Okay, I had to explain to him about free agency and doing business with free agency. And players come and players go. The players that win stays. The players that don't leave. That's it. It's as simple as that. Sometimes change is needed. I know people don't like change. I don't like change, but sometimes you gotta just make hard decisions and then see where it goes. Because if Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz would re-up here and the same disappointment would have happened the next 2-3 years, then what? You're stuck. You're stuck paying down contracts.
We're stuck right now, bro.
Stuck.
We're totally stuck.
Eddie, no, they're not.
Oh my God. How are we not stuck?
You're not stuck because you know why? They could easily go out and get dudes to freaking play here. They easily could do.
Easily gonna go out and replace Pete's numbers. Easy.
Oh my! Bro. It's not one way to win.
I understand that, but
last
again,
year we heard there wasn't one way to build the pitching staff. How'd that work out?
It's not. It's not. So you don't want to see Nolan McLean pitch next year?
Of course I do, Edge. Of course I do, bro.
Come
of course
on.
I do.
That's a no-brainer.
You don't want to see what Brandon Sproat and Christian Scott coming off an injury, what they could do? You don't
No. I'd rather fucking win. I'd rather trade them for fucking number one.
It's part of winning.
It is not guaranteed.
Nothing's guaranteed.
Though.
It is not
What
guaranteed.
we're doing right now is definitely not guaranteed. Is we're gonna win.
You bring Tariq Skubal in here and he blows his fucking elbow out halfway through the season. Then what?
Well,
I'll live with that.
Mets, that's probably what would happen. I'll be honest with you. I've been terrified of that shit because we're the Mets. But if that's how we're gonna operate, then we're gonna bring nobody in here ever.
I mean, Mark Vientos at first base, like what the fuck? I mean, it boggles my mind. It's one thing if this free agent class was crazy good. It's not.
It's past my bedtime. It's past my bedtime. So we got to start getting out of here. And not, you want to tell me, see the young guys? It's a different way of seeing the young guys. I remember saying it in spaces before when people were talking about seeing the young guys and bringing up the young prospects up as the season went on and stuff. And I kept saying, It's different if you're gonna tell me we're gonna bring young guys to try to help us win. At the point that we were, it's different if you're telling me we're going to try to plug in. But what we're doing right now, and the way that we're looking at young guys, is to keep evaluating to see who is going to help us win, who can stay, and who can go, so that in 2028, 2029, or in 2034, when Ilian Pena gets up here and whoever the hell else this guy drafts, then we can maybe be trying to win.
It won't take that.
Totally different thing.
It won't take that long.
I hope not.
I hope
It
not.
won't take that long because once again,
It must be a 5-year plan. It's now
once
turned
again,
into a 10-year.
once again, the Mets have a glut that they need to understand who they need to keep. And if they keep putting these veterans that's not performing and not winning on the major league level, and you cannot see what you have, they're going to continuously have a glut and diminish their value. You can't trade all of these dudes to a team to get a Tariq Skubal or a Luis Robert or a Buxton or a Joe Ryan because they don't know what they could do consistently in the major leagues.
That's
So
right. We're rebuilding. That's rebuild.
in order for you to get value with players, it's either they're gonna have to have premium primetime superstar type can't miss talent, or they have to see what they could do in the major leagues consistently, dog. It's as simple as that. The Dodgers have done it before they became the
Dodgers did it by buying there with everybody, man. They bought everybody. How many fucking homegrown guys do they have? Like one. Who?
You're wrong, Eddie. You're wrong.
How many? Name it. How many guys? How many homegrown dudes do they have? 3?
Let me
4?
tell you why. Let me tell you why. When the Dodgers didn't become the Dodgers,
Bro, we're going in circles here.
and it's not circles. It's not circles. When Frank McCourt owned the Dodgers and he ran that fucking franchise to the fucking floor.
Yeah, when MLB forced them to sell.
And
Yeah,
they forced them to sell. They still had the Corey Seagers come up. They still had all of those dudes come up after him. And then they build upon that to win consistently. And then they turned it over to be the Dodgers.
Would you not agree that they bought their way to the last 2 championships?
Of course.
Okay,
Of course.
that's my point.
The Dodgers won consistently from the moment they bought the team.
It's a building block to everything. The Mookie Betts trade is the one that actually brought them to prominence because they traded dudes that they played to get Mookie Betts. The Alex Verdugos and all these other dudes.
All right, that was a fleece, the Mookie
Come
Betts
on,
trade.
you're being disingenuous, dog.
How am I being disingenuous?
You're being disingenuous.
That was a fleece.
It's not a fleece.
They got really, really lucky with that fucking
It is
trade.
not a. It's not.
And that's why prospects are suspects. Look at all what they gave up for Mookie Betts. Boston got shit.
Alex Verdugo was a top 5 prospect at that point. If the team believes in the prospect that you've given them, they will make the trade. That's why they made the trade. They knew Mookie Betts, they wasn't going to pay him, so they got what they got for him, and then they got a top 5 prospect because the Dodgers put him out there so he can play.
And they've been scrabbling ever since the Red Sox have.
Yup.
So,
That was one of the worst trades they ever made.
And Hector, you know who made that trade? The smart guy in the room for the Red Sox that's actually didn't have a job.
Bloom.
Yeah,
well, he's with the Cardinals now, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And look how the Cardinals are doing. And look how the Cardinals are doing.
So now you've come around and you agree that Stearns sucks too.
Yeah, he fucking stinks. I don't trust him.
Okay.
But I see where he's trying to go to remake the team. I want every freaking free agent. I want all the high price dudes. Spends Cohen's money. Not what he's gonna do.
So that's what I'm saying, bro. We should have just been aggressive with Pete and Diaz. It was a no-brainer, especially when you lost Schwarber.
He's not gonna do it. You can't tell somebody to do something if they're not willing to do it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think you're right on that. But what he's doing is not the right plan. That's for sure.
You just don't know that yet. You just don't know. You saying it for face value right now. You just don't know. So I'm just gonna chill and wait, see what he does the rest of the offseason, like the owner tells me. And if it comes to the point that he's gonna play the kid the whole entire year, so be it. So be it. I'm still gonna root for the Mets. I'm still going to basically root for these kids to do something because at the end of the day, if the kids are doing something, the Mets are doing something right, and they can probably get something for them or keep them in the major leagues. That's it.
Absolutely. Like I was saying before, And I really got to get out of here, guys. I got to go to bed. Um, at the end of the day, man, all we want to see is this team win. That's what we want to see. We can all agree on that. We may not agree right now as to how we're gonna get there or as to exactly what we're doing here and how we want to see these young guys. But we want to see this team win. I just don't feel like that's gonna happen anytime soon. And I think I could jump on board with it and eventually be okay with it if I knew, if they would tell me exactly this is what they do. I know that's what they're doing. I know that's what they're doing. And maybe I'm asking for too much for transparency. But that's all we want. We would like some
Hey,
transparency.
if he came out today and had a press conference and answered everything honestly, I'd be okay. This is the direction. Cool. But he's been anything but.
Trying to win. They feel confident about what they're going to do.
Bro, he was playing us along like he's going to re-sign Pete Alonso, heck. Right? I mean, did you not get the feeling that like he was kind of hinting that,
you know what
I know you thought he was out the door. I get that.
What I felt.
I kind of felt that it was either him or Schwarber.
Oh,
I don't know how you just let him go, but this is what his plan is. So these kids better be worth their weight in gold, and if they're not, we'll all be here and we won't even be talking about them. They'll be irrelevant come June, like they always are, and it's back to square one. And he could get his fucking casino, and we'll be sitting here like suckers, and the Yankees will be, winning championships or getting to the World Series, doing what they do, and we'll sit here like suckers. Done tomorrow with Pete or what?
I will in case you forgot how I felt. Deal done tomorrow with Pete. Are you out of your fucking mind, Eddie? We're not getting a deal done with Pete, period, bro. Pete's not coming back.
We'll see. You think we get a deal done tomorrow with
That's how I felt. You know exactly how I fucking felt, bro. Look at this. Look at this. Now it works. Unbelievable.
Finally.
You know exactly how I felt. So that's what we had to do was bring a video up here for the shit to work. Crazy. But
it took us 2 hours.
Yeah. Yo, good stuff tonight, guys, man. Shout out to everybody. Over 1,700 of you beautiful people up in here. We appreciate you, man. Shout out to everybody that's rocked with me all day. You guys are the best, man. Shout out and thank you to Edge for joining us. Any final words, Edge, before we get out of here, man? And don't be a stranger, bro.
Listen, we might not agree. I'm a fan like everybody else, dog. And, I don't like what's going on. I think David Stearns is a terrorist. The biggest, the biggest thing, to the most, terroristic thing to do with Met fandom right now. But it's out of my control. I just have to see where it goes. And I hope it goes good. But, I'm going to miss Pete. That's my guy. That's my boy. That's my dog. I've been on him since they drafted him, even before then. And I hope he hit 50 homers and get an MVP in Baltimore. But I'll be rooting for Pete. And, I just hope the Mets, know what they're doing and doing the right thing. So we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, that's all we can do. I think that's all we can hope is that this is the right thing. And again, eventually we'll all get behind it, right? We all just do it at our own timing. We all do it on our own timing. Some people are going to do it quicker than others. Whatever. Some need to see some moves. I've already accepted what the hell we're doing. So I'll be shocked if we make moves that I will consider winning moves for
like a Tucker.
Yeah, exactly. Tucker, Bellinger. Forget about that.
Exactly.
Anyways, Eddie, your final thoughts, man.
Fuck this team. Fuck Stearns. To a degree, fuck Cohen. Again, one of the most disappointing 48, 72 hours I've had as a fan. And, again, I don't see the light. It's one thing if this was a loaded free agent class and there was another guy after Pete and another guy after Diaz at similar money. There's not. If there was a couple of free agent arms out there that I really, really liked, I would see it. I don't see the vision. I don't see any of it. I think we all got played. And this is what the Mets have done in their history over and over. They just let their best homegrown players or get players by trade walk for nothing. That is criminal. We did that with Wright, and Reyes. We did it with DeGrom. We did it with now Diaz and Pete. And it's keep going. And now the talk is, oh, okay, let's see the kids do something. I have no faith whatsoever in kids. Prospects are suspects. They'll always be. You'll give me the short thing, give me the short player over a prospect any day of the week. Look at Pete Crow Armstrong. It took that guy 5 seasons to develop. And we think these guys are going to develop in 1 year. We think Vientos is just going to turn a corner and be even near what he was in 2024. It's not happening. This team is on the decline. It's going to be on the decline now for a few years. And this is what it is. I accepted it. I understand it. This is a business, but at least be transparent with us. I would say to all you guys, don't re-up your season tickets. Don't re-up your MLB package until they show us that they want to win and they're ready to win. Because right now they showed us that they're not. That's where I am.
The only thing I would say that Eddie is that I think PCA was actually quick. No, Pico also not 5 years. Didn't he get drafted in like the next year?
But to hit that all-star level took him 4 or 5 years.
No,
He wasn't that good in the beginning. He got DFA'd a couple times.
not Pico Armstrong. I think you're confusing it with Kellenic.
Kellenic too, but Pete Armstrong, he really didn't make the jump until like year 4.
Dude, we drafted this dude like in 2023. What are we talking about? Pico
No,
Armstrong?
2021. He was out for buyouts.
Yeah, he only been in the major leagues for 2 years.
Yeah, he took him a while to develop.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, a little longer than I thought, right? But
Took him
still,
a long time.
He's still nah.
Like, can you imagine if that's Jet Williams 5 years, like, or 4, or even call it 3 years? That's a long time. I would have fucking win a World Series. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of 86. I'm sick of all this nonsense. Win. You had the money to do it, and we didn't.
32 and 31-year-old dudes is not gonna do that for you. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
For 1 or 2 years, they will.
They did
Only
that.
time will tell.
They thought that yet last year. That's why they signed Soto and signed Pete again.
Again, I would have. If that was the case, they should have just traded them all and got something back. But they do the typical Mets shit: keep guys and let them walk for nothing. We ain't even getting a draft pick for Pete.
No.
At this point, only time.
Mike Hampton, I forgot about him.
Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Again, man, Eddie, thank you. Edge, thank you. Again, shout out to everybody, man. All the follows, all the watchers, everybody in the chat. Excuse me. Apologize if we didn't get to as many comments as usual, but just
good looking on the super chats, by the way, too. Heck,
yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thanks you for Patty and what was the other one? I had it here. I'm sorry, man. I am so sorry. But we brought it up. I just didn't get to acknowledge it. But we appreciate you, man. On that note, everybody have a good night. Listen, it's December 10th. Anything can happen still.
Shoot.
I'll be on when it happens, baby. I'll be on.
Yo, we may not be happy right now. But it's always let's go Mets, man. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.
Full of animals and we made ourselves with minimal. Fuck you, no subliminals. Putting in this work, nigga. That's why they feelings hurt, nigga. Swear we need a hearse cause we rep our shites to the dirt, nigga. If I'm in the club, I'm